Welcome back, everyone, to ITC 2019 Las Vegas. And I am speaking with old friend Jack Kudale. Jack, welcome again.
Nice to be here again.
What's the name of your company?
Cowbell Cyber.
Cowbell Cyber. So I have to ask again, where'd the name come from?
More cowbell. Cyber insurance needs more cowbell.
Yes, I think if we're clever enough, I think we'll try to put that clip again from Saturday Night Live in. But we can always use more cowbell, right, Will Farrell?
I gotta have more cowbell.
Last time we talked was in Des Moines, Iowa.
Yep.
You were leaving,
Yep.
you were graduating from the accelerator.
Yep.
And now you have sophisticated hires, and I see your name in the press. Where do you stand today with Cowbell Cyber?
Yeah, so defining day for us, great milestone. As you know, building any company requires a tremendous human capital, financial capital, and social capital. I believe with those three things, you can do anything you want, innovative. Today, we announced, we introduced our continuous underwriting platform for the first time.
Okay.
And then we also announced our founding team. As you know, I'm fortunate to have Trent Cooksley from Markel.
Unfortunately.
Head of Markel Digital, Rajiv. I know him for a decade, ran a couple cybersecurity companies, head of product. Prab, he sold 3 of his companies to 3 large cybersecurity companies as he was working there. And so he's head of engineering, and now we're a team of 12. And one of the things today at this time is this is such a complex problem.
I want to talk about that because that's the very interesting part. We had a conversation today with someone about cyber, and it's like it's unusual. It's unlike any other exposure.
Yep.
In other exposures, you can potentially derive some sort of predictive knowledge from experience. With cyber, that's a lot harder to do because it's so different and changes so rapidly. So talk about the challenges of doing that.
So first of all, you don't have the actuarial models and heat maps that you had for every other line of product. And second, the risk is changing. So you have 2 different variables to attack. And our approach to the continuous underwriting platform, we believe that as a underwriter or insurer, you want to understand the chaos inside the company, not from external side. And we differentiate that, we call that inside out versus outside in. So we're building our platform based upon this proprietary data from many different data layers from $10 million to $250 million revenue companies. And we're using all of that proprietary data through our models, our machine learning and deep learning models, and be able to calculate 2 important things, is the likelihood of the attack to happen. And if it does happen, God forbid, what would be an impact on the other side? Because the context to this is cybersecurity is a $120 billion industry. Mm-hmm. But all of that money is spent on prevention, detection, remediation. Now, it's not a question of it's when. So when that happens, now we need to spend more focus on selective risk transfer.
Yes.
On how to respond to cyber attack, how to recover from it, what is the residual risk that is inherent in the business. And we are being able to calculate that in the form of what we call Cowbell factor. It's a patent pending technology. It's a core tenet of our continuous underwriting platform. And that is basically allowing us to rate the risk at a granular level. Mm-hmm. The single factor doesn't work anymore, right? So you have to have a multi-factor way of rating the risk. And you're not going to get actuarial table and heat maps like other product lines for cyber because it's going to be static and subjective. So this is on the fly, understanding the risk continuously. And so that is where the secret sauce for Cowbell Cyber is. Now, this is just a technology layer. We haven't even gone to the commercial side of the things, but now this way, the policyholder now know what type of coverages to select because you have all the data in front of you. You have the insurability gap. that you can see
Yes.
for the first time. As a broker, you don't have to go through the hurdle of 25 or even 100 questionnaire in a PDF document. You have all that information at your fingertips before you even show up. So conversation is data driven,
Yes.
right? So even if you have a CTO or a chief security officer in a meeting, as a broker, you can have a meaningful, productive conversation. And as an underwriter, you have a really good basis for risk selection. And so we think we are tackling this in a very dramatic way
Yes.
by going to the core of the problem. The problem in distribution and claims is really because of lack of insight on underwriting side. So we want to tackle that first and then use that information to build very effective, affirmative standalone cyber product.
Yep. So doing continuous underwriting, which is extremely different
Yep.
than traditional underwriting.
Yep.
Does that mean that also correspondingly that would mean continuous pricing?
Yeah.
But also
Next big
potentially
question. Yeah.
changes in policy form.
Great question. Thanks for asking, by the way, because with the excitement in technology, often you forget about the commercial part. So initially, along with Cowbell Factor, our commercial insurance product that we're going to announce in January will be called Cowbell Prime 100, Cowbell Prime 250. The Prime 100 product will use the platform to do continuous underwriting in such a way that once the policy is issued, the policyholder, the broker, and the underwriters can see the risk as it changes and the gap in insurability as it changes. 6 months into it, let's say mid next year, then we are going to look at Cowbell Prime 250, where by then we will have learned just enough about the market to allow us to enable the continuous coverages and the continuous premium. So yes, it's coming, but we're likely not ready for at least 12 months from now. But we are building the foundation of what it would take for, and I don't want to use the word lightly, usage-based cyber insurance. So that is our true North Star. This is why we are in this business, why we're building the company. This is what Cowbell Factor, Cowbell Prime, and in fact the name of the company, Cowbell, which is the indicator for the risk transfer. And this is why one of the reasons that we are expediting our go-to-market and announce our financing round and the underwriting platform today. And I'll just go back to one quick thing. This requires not only a cybersecurity insurance and data science skill, it also requires cybersecurity insurance and data science funding. So if you see our investor, Tri-Valley Ventures, Holmes Murphy, Manchester Story, Global Insurance Accelerator, this is a great mix of cybersecurity, insurance, and artificial intelligence funds. And we can't be more proud today to have their support as we continue this journey.
Yeah. So I guess the final question is, are you going to force Trent to move from Omaha to San Francisco?
No, he asked me that question, by the way. And, we think Omaha is a great place to do insurance operations.
Sure.
And we are actually looking for an underwriter in Omaha. But yeah, in fact, just today we saw a covered article in the media that Cowbell Cyber, a California and Nebraska-based company.
Wow.
So we're going to keep it that way until we get to expand in other places.
I have a feeling you're doing that just so you can get Warren Buffett's attention. Or an excuse to go to the Berkshire Hathaway annual meeting.
Cyber is a pretty big topic, and it should have everyone's attention.
It should.
Yep.
It should. Yep. Well, thank you very much. I think I'm not sure I gave you a pin the last time, but as a token of our appreciation, you are now officially an insurance nerd. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Nice to be on this podcast, and really like your jacket.
Appreciate it.